Yes, Sir Isaac Newton worked in physics, optics, and mathematics set foundation for modern science. Albert Einstein, his approach follows the scientific method, which include observation, hypothesis, experimentation, and mathematical reasoning. Louis Pasteur, the father of germ theory, laid a foundation for germ theory, which transformed medicine, leading to sterilization, vaccination, and better public health practice. Sir Richard Feynman, the great explainer, emphasized the importance of doubt and the skepticism way of thinking that involve questioning and doubting claims, belief or statements until there is a solid evidence to support them. In science, Feynman do promoting a deep, curious approach to discovery. This big name in science also, this guy were people winners in science and they went to work hard in their fields. So now medics, scientists involved in research, virus, studying cancers, developing solutions for sustainable farming and the conservations. In this video, you will familiarize about the concept of what you will apply intuitionally in studying scientific method, brainstorming and the creative thought that you challenge yourself on how to solve various science's small problem concerning various parts in your study. So let's dive in any scientific methods. These are direct way to skills in conducting experiment. You familiarize with problem which you didn't recognize previous in your career or at all in your studies, and they find the way to unlock the way to understanding the phenomena. Inside the classroom, students many times after understanding the science and they choose it as a career of their choice and becoming with a profession from it. Science is becoming challenging as you are not including trials in the real world. You try in a good way, so it make a good healthy way for students. Science is having a lot of topics to learn like physics, biology, chemistry, and the other fields, which you can relate the practical and the scientific method or in the real world. So when I learned scientific method, I came to realize there are many stuff that follow the same pattern, like there is logic behind this. I keep studying biology and the other articles. As a science enthusiast, I share this concept in order for biology subject to be understood by people like me. Methodology used in various scientific reports is a good way to look how did the man get that answer and sort of results and the discussion of reports that are there. You can learn new things. If you are looking for the easier way to learn the scientific method is through doing simple experiments and create a report, just look for the easier, fun scientific experiment and dive in and understand. Just look on your hypothesis you made, even if you are not try to make one yours, and look what the other scientists did get in their hypothesis. Just pick up it and try to investigate. The scientific method, just use a certain portion of your time on the finding as simple and not dangerous. Some of them are vinegar plus baking soda, or lemon water with wood ashes, or chrome maize seed in a cotton wool, and other simple biology experiments which are available online, some of them which you can start with. The scientific method simply is a systematic approach into investigating natural phenomena and acquiring knowledge. You can get many definitions, but here take a look. The point in the definition does it bring you closer to the concept you are looking for. If not a broad definition, try to look deep on it. This video will cover all the important steps in the scientific method, as why you need to employ all the steps and not to skip any of the steps. Meaning of the rigor is the most important part in scientific methods. It's important for quality experiment that they produce quality results. Also, it helps you when doing a lot of practical scientific. So, rigor is a characteristic of being accurate or strict while you are in the science, practicals, or research. Simply, it is to be careful with every detail you are following and the data that you observe while performing experiment to make sure trustworthy results in the high quality experiment. Look here, the structure showing stage of scientific process. It starts with a systematic order starting from observation, problem identification, hypothesis formulation, carrying out experiment, formulation of theory, and application of knowledge. So these are the steps which scientists keep following. So start with observation. To observe is to study. We study living things, and one way is by using sense organs: eye, nose, mouth, skin, tongue, eyes. Watch the video that I studied to explain it, having some important information about observation. So let's go to another step, which is identify the problem, which is where scientists make an understanding of the problem. The observation can be made in an environment from the work of other scientists. An example of such observation, which we can do, is the earthworm are mostly found in the soil in wet shaded area. After making observation, the scientist asks a question, for example, to what condition make earthworms prefer shaded area. So when do scientists take a problem from the observation? It's a time when they pick the one objective from the situation in which he wants to study. Formulation of hypothesis is another step, which is the hypothesis suggestion. Answer to the question asked. It is an intelligent guess that tries to explain any observation. For example, earthworm prefer shaded area because in the soil there is a moisture. This is an answer you can convince yourself as the right one to the question that you are searching for. After knowing the earthworm natural feature and solving the identified problems, then you can continue with the experiment. Carrying out the experiment. An experiment can be designed to prove or disprove a particular hypothesis to biological investigation. Only the scientific investigation are used in scientific research methods. So it involves testing variable and then design a good experiment. It needed to find out factors that affect the problem and identifying the problem. Validity of the experiment. First, you need to know what is validity. Validity means the appropriateness of the interpretation, maybe from the score result with the reference to a particular use. So it involves analyzing, interpreting the data, looking for the accuracy, which help in to come into conclusion. So accepting or rejecting the hypothesis. Formulation theory. A theory is a hypothesis that has been tested again and again. It may be used by scientists when they obtain similar results each time. Application of knowledge. The scientists publish the discovery made from the people so that they can apply the knowledge in the next problem. There is one part I want to share with you. It is about the when you teach the biology students, learner approach how can scientific method be important in the field of biology. Also, why should the science student study scientific method in biology? So I get them in a Rift Valley going back to here to the understanding, and so I let them dissect into the imagination. So here you can be surprised by some of the answers we are given by the student. We are shocked like here. Let's move to the answer. How the scientific method is important into biology field. The first one is a structured approach to help in scientific research. The second one, analysis of the data by the use of critical thinking to reduce personal biases. That opens the door to the more objective answer. Also, formulation of theory. The theory is documented in such that the future of science studies when searching for solution of the problem. There is needed to employ systematic approach in the process of hypothesis. This were answer which I noted and tried to give more detail on it. This method, when we are in the classroom, I think it is useful, and I was completely amazed by the way it moved on the upcoming classroom. So this video will be covered on various topics. Watch the previous video, which it will be at the end of this video. You can look at it, get more knowledge about the scientific method. I promise to make more details about scientific method in the upcoming topic, which is related to scientific process. And now I finish with this. Also in chemistry, it looks the same, the process which I elaborate more about doing experiment in chemistry laboratory. So there are controlled lab experiment where in biology there are the same thing about more observation let's say in experiment of studying plants and animals, scientists observe what is going on within the plant cells and then observe the process taking place and try to identify the problem. So the process taking place may involve more advanced experience and knowledge. Also, it may involve some copy issue. So here, the behind the scene process for you to do is the research and experiment to it. If you are able to understand the scientific process well, then this will not be a problem. If you observe this part of your own, this is another example. Your own advanced microscope to find your result. So what? You need to figure out what is the problem in this search. So what you have to do hypothesis, perform your experiment, you do data collection, data analysis, and conclude by formulation of theory. Then this knowledge can be applied somewhere. It is useful when the data that are required have similar with your finding. So there is a need to report the result to the scientific community. Also, when you go to the field, there is maybe a case of migration of birds or wild animals such as the wild beasts. They take the time to move from one area to another, from season to season, changes their location. So this time biologists take their detail as what as a pattern change in a situation. This may include change short-term, long-term, and specific interval range of months that can be determined through scientific methods, such as the temperature fluctuation in the area, weather, and the birth rate. And the biologists can do maybe wild beastie migrate. So usually wild beasts take advantage of unforgiving drought season condition in East Africa, wet season, southeast, dry season in the northwest. So what is going on in the environment? In East Africa, birds like a common swift, they typically nest, roast, migrate, and hunt for food in groups throughout the year. It is common for this swift to spend the entire day on its wings, only landing to feed ants or roast at night. They can also mate and forage for food while in the air. Common swift typically fly in a lower airspace when the weather is poor. That means it is cold, windy, or wet. They are actually the amazing creature. So by using our scientific method, we are able to identify the characteristics, study them, and figure out how and why these creatures are here. So it can help us predict various climatic issues. Another experiment, it is drug research, a time searching for antibiotic resistance to various types of bacteria, virus causing infection or diseases. So in the process of looking for alternative way as a biologist, get the hypothesis which you can apply, brainstorming various lists for hypotheses while considering what people usually do, also what other scientists recommended. For instance, experimenting them individually while they following the scientific method principle. Then you do analysis with each specific drug test and come with the results. This can help in some field like animal husbandry and the agriculture. And there is about the plant growth, studying what kind of light is good for good plant growth. There is example of blue light, red light, or natural sunlight. So this is why you cannot forget it, include them in the scientific methods in your practice in order to increase value on your scientific method when you do in your scientific research. Just follow the method principle. Horticulture, for instance, flowering plant and test various fruit plant, which type of light is good, blue or red. Red light enhances the growth, while the full spectrum of light in other one which will also be included in your cross light test list and record your result. When it is time of flowering, by providing extra red wavelengths, in this case the flowering is enhanced by extra wavelengths from which white light from the sun. So if you want to see more video like this, please consider subscribing. Alright, that is all what I have today. I hope you enjoy and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.